Say you are making your way to the top of Mount Everest. You are exhilarated and you have great sense of accomplishment. You are almost on the last leg of your trek and you meet a wise old sage. He tells you that to pass through him, you must tell him the distance you just walked if he tells you the angle. What will you do? You can't go back without finishing your trek. But wait, maybe you could try recalling your high school trigonometry. Let's give it a whirl, shall we? The sine theta of a triangle is the ratio of the opposite side and the hypotenuse. Now this is confusing in itself without even getting into all this. So what can you do? Learn the entirety of the trigonometry? Well, that's one option. But let's leave the mountain aside for a minute and talk about the GRE. Now it may not be as hard as scaling Mount Everest, but just like the sage who stops you from reaching the top of the mountain, the GRE is the sage that stands between you and your dream college. So the big question is, do you need trigonometry to solve geometry questions in the GRE? Well, the slightly bad news is that GRE does ask you some trigonometry questions. But the great news is that you can use one simple trick from trigonometry that doesn't involve sines, cosines, secants, and so on. Isn't that just amazing? So you may or may not finish scaling the mountain, but you can definitely do well in the GRE simply by applying a replacement trick. The trick is very simple. We use rats to solve triangle problems. Yes, you heard that right. I said rats. But not those that make a hole in your couch. These rats are extremely special. Let's find out how. This is a rat or a right angle triangle. Aren't you reminded of the good old high school days in which most triangle problems dealt only with these type of triangles? There are two types of special right angle triangles, the 30-60-90 triangles and the 45-45-90 triangles. GRE only tests you on these two types of triangles, so you simply don't require complex trigonometry to solve geometry problems. Isn't that great? In the next video, we will discuss how these triangles can help you in the geometry section, so stick around for that. Until then, keep practicing.